I want to improve the lightning in this place because it's not bright enough for me. I need brighter. I need something that yells Yusra. This one's just like focused here. I don't like the lightning here, but it's okay. Anyways, before we get to the video today, I need to do skincare. Oh, it smells so good. This is face mask. It's Radiance Boosting Vitamin C Sheet Face Mask. A burst of vitamin rich a burst of vitamin rich hydration for tired skin. Are you telling me I'm tired? I am. Anyways, hold on guys, hold on. Let me do my skincare before we get to today. Boy, hey, it's so moist. Bro, I should do this in the restaurant. I'm gonna do it in the restaurant. One second. Anyways, my skin is finally ready. Now I don't know why this is on the machine. I'm sure I was just fooling around and then did something weird. Anyways, guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you doing today? Let me know in the comment section. How have you been? The month right now is March. How has the month been for you? Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. For me, it has been weird because I've been noticing a couple things about myself. In case you guys haven't noticed, recently I'm very observant of myself. I've been noticing myself very intensely. I've been watching myself. I've been learning about myself, like intentionally paying attention to the things that I do, to the decisions I make, and why. You know, why I do these things and why I make these decisions, and also like what's the consequences, how do I feel, what happens physically after I do these things. And one of the things I've noticed is that I think I come off as either, wait, I feel like there's two, but the one that makes more, like the one that occurs the most is I feel like I come off as very rude or very talkative. Like I talk a lot, or I'm just like rude. I'm not rude in the sense that I'll tell someone like, oh, you're dumb, bye, or like, no, shut up, bye. No. Just rude in the sense that my facial expression don't hide how I feel. My body language doesn't hide how I feel. And I also almost have no problem telling you exactly what I'm thinking in my head or how I'm feeling about you right here, right now. And that can come across as rude, especially to people that don't know you, especially to people that you don't know, like people you don't like, you know. And then you get real with them and they're like, you're rude, and I'll be like, okay, and I'm just kidding. I do that sometimes, especially to the people that I know, and they're like, oh my god, you're so rude. I'm like, okay, and I'm rude for a reason, and there's a reason why it's coming across to you that way. But here's something that I want to clarify, and if I've ever been rude to you when you're watching this video, this is not me saying sorry, although if you take it that way, no problem. But this is me explaining why I've become so bold and intentionally caring about myself instead of nobody else, instead of you. It's all out of love. I'm sorry it comes off as rude, but like, it's all out of love, baby girl. It's all out of love. And here's why. For some random reason today I was listening to this podcast to this person. I don't even know if it was a podcast, but it was a video on YouTube talking about self-worth, self-love, self-respect. And I'm like, the person's talking about like the characteristics, the things you do, how you came to that decision, how she went through that journey, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, so I guess this is what it is, which I already knew, but I guess I didn't think self-love and self-worth was those like masculine-ish, or like those things that come off as rude to other people. I used to think self-love and self-worth is like doing your skincare, being nice and quiet and gentle, and letting everybody do what they want and not interfering, and just not being involved in things that you don't want, just like soft life and running away from things. Which, to be honest, I'm all about that, especially if that's my definition of self-worth. But I'm not about doing things for people when I don't really want to do it. I'm not about someone disrespecting me and me just being like, oh, okay, that's fine, just because, oh, self-love, self-worth. No! I take that back. I am an aggressive person sometimes, because like, especially if I know you and you do something, I'll come right to your face. I'll be like, okay, don't ever do that again. It depends on how close we are. I can literally say just like that, and you'd be like, okay, and I'll be like, yeah, don't do that again. Because if we're gonna be hanging out a lot, if I know you, if I like you, and if we're gonna be hanging out together all the time, if I'm gonna be seeing you a lot, if I'm gonna be telling you serious things, funny things, sarcastic things, emotional things, mental things, I want you to be free with me, and for me to be free with you, and without us triggering each other. It doesn't mean we won't, but it won't be intentional after you know that I don't like it, especially when we know each other. So, and unless I communicate the fact that, okay, I don't like this, and unless I communicate how much I don't like it very seriously, which may come off as rude, they're not gonna know. They're not gonna know. And especially if you're just getting into this, it will come off as rude. If you've always been like this, you always care about yourself, you always know self-worth, you always tell people no when you mean no, you say yes when you mean yes, you say like you care about people, but like not to the point where like you don't care about yourself enough. You're not a people pleaser. So in the beginning of transitioning from people pleaser to self-worth, intentional self-worth, that you understand that it's your choice, you might seem like a rude person, especially to, I don't know, weird people that want to take advantage. Because I feel like somebody who has self-worth in themselves, when you do stuff like when you stand on duty, when you're like, nah, this is me, don't do like that. I'm not rude, but when people see you loving yourself as rude, then you know that that person is not a good person. In the sense that, why do you want to cross my boundary intentionally? And as soon as I state it, why are you defensive about it? Why do you want to bring it down? The point of me having this boundary is because I don't like what you've done, and you should take a step back. And we can talk about it, or you can just forget about it, never do that again. But you shouldn't be out here being like, oh, no boundary around here, no boundary for me and you. Huh? Then I'm going to be rude. But in a loving way, because I'm a loving person. So, wait, I lost my train of thought. Did I just get mad at y'all? Because, okay, whatever. Anyways, what I want to say is, if I come off as rude, when people perceive me as being rude, especially when it comes to like me doing the things that I want to do in exchange for what you want me to do, or like me being how I want to be, instead of being a way that allows you to like me more, or being a way that you find more comfortable for whatever reason, and I'm like, oh no baby, no, right? Look at the way I've just said that. You're like, oh no, do this, and I'm like, no, 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 baby, no, no. I don't know if that comes off rude right now, saying that, but I feel like certain people who don't understand boundary for whatever reason, who don't understand letting people who be who they need to be, will take that in a bad way just because I said no, no, oh no, no. Also, it depends on the conversation. Some kind of no is just no, that's okay. Some kind of no, no, and some kind of no is like no, you know. There's levels to it, but it's never personal. It's never personal, baby. And it's just like, I don't roll that way. I know you like it, but I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna cheer for you from here. From here. You can tell me all about it. If I'm down to listen, I'll listen. If I'm not down to listen, like I don't want to be a part of it at all, it doesn't mean I don't like you. It doesn't mean I don't care about the things you like. It's just I don't like that. So you do it. But don't tell me about it. I don't want nothing out of it. When you're done with that, let's go eat. Let's go do something else that we both like. But when it comes to something I don't like, something you don't like, mutually, let's do it separately. Like, there's no hard feelings. There's no rudeness. It's just being sincere with yourself. For example, I don't know. This was like yesterday. I don't know. This chef literally said, I don't know. So I'm working on that day, and then my schedule says I start at 12 p.m. Usually my schedule says I start at 11. Every day I start at 11 a.m. And when I saw that schedule, I'm like, 12 p.m. What's going on here? But I don't know. You make the schedule. My job is to show up and do my job. And also, before making that schedule of 12 p.m., he texted everybody talking about like, oh, it's a little slow this week, so we might be losing a couple of hours or whatever. Some people have to cut off. And I'm like, boy, sweet. I work 7 days a week. I'd take a day off. Not because I want it or like I'm tired, but like if you give me a day off, I'm taking it. Because there's just so many wonderful things I could be doing. For example, right now, I could be talking to y'all. I could be yelling at you guys. Sorry. It's a lot of love. But anyways, I show up according to my schedule. This man doesn't even know that I was 1 whole hour behind. Which I wasn't, because I followed the schedule, but I got there at the same time that he starts. Usually I start 1 hour before him, and he's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, what do you mean what happened? And he's like, oh, you're here at 12. I'm like, yeah, because my schedule said 12. And he was like, no, it says 11. I'm like, no, it says 12. And then I went about going to change to get ready for work, and I was looking at the schedule like, it says 12. Why is this 11? But anyways, it turns out there was 2 different schedules, and they were totally 2 different things, and I followed one while he followed the other one, which is not my problem, which is his job. Both of the schedules should align like he said it would, and he made me use one over the other. And like he said I could use both, and so I used both because they're the same thing. He didn't say it was one over the other. He said we could use both. It's the same thing. And so I used one, because why should I use 2? And turns out they were both different things, which is not the first time it has happened. One time I literally showed up there at like 8 a.m. when my schedule was 11 a.m. because of that thing. And then he told me to use the schedule that I used this time. And now this happened again. But anyways, I changed, and then I was like ready to go work. And right as I walked in, and he was also working, but I was trying to explain to him like, the schedule said 12. It was like, I don't give a F about like this. Like, it was so rude to me, and you use like the F word. I don't care what words people use. Sometimes when I get riled up, I use bad words too. And then he's like, oh, I don't give a, like he said in a rude, condescending way. He doesn't care what schedule I looked at. This schedule that he posts here, that's what we should be working with. That's what I should focus on. In front, well, not in front of like everybody, but I think he was trying to get some kind of, okay, I'm not gonna go there because that's not the kind of person I am. But regardless if you said in front of everybody or like the whole world or nobody, I don't care. But please don't talk to me like that, especially when I'm not at fault, especially when I'm literally just following the rules, like the diligent and another word, and respectful person that I am. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just following your own rules. So why am I getting this talk for following your rules? You didn't even know I was late too. You just happened to get to work at the same time and you're like, oh, what happened? What do you mean what happened? You didn't even know anything. And like me getting there 1 hour earlier before, I still get my job done. I'm that girl. I'm that girl. I still get my job done. This is not even no show off. I'm that girl. Like, I go hard if I need to. And if I need help as well, I request help. Like, I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh, everything's falling apart, my life is ending. No, everything's falling apart. Okay, I need all the hands I can get. Who's willing to help me? Or, okay, nobody's here to help. I gotta lock down on this. I need to get this done. Like, I'm that kind of person. So you didn't need to stress out like that. And you didn't need to come at me like that. But anyways, whatever. And I guess usually when that happens, like, people just like, oh, we chef, and they just cower and like listen to him, whatever. But for me, I was taken aback. Like, I was still smiling about like, oh, you made this mistake, but I guess it happened. And I was trying to show him the schedule and like trying to at least be like, I'm sorry I'm late, but like I just followed the schedule. But he gave me the absolute cold shoulder, and he was so rude when he was talking to me. It all lasted for like 1 minute, and then he just walked away. And I'm like, and then I just went back downstairs. I took a couple minutes. Everybody knew I was steaming. I was so pissed off. Even, I'm pretty sure even him knew I was pissed off. But you know, I'm a professional person. I don't let that, you know, things like that, they happen for sure. Even though you've just crossed the boundary with me, that I don't know if you know that or not, but yes, you're my boss. But like, boy, what do you mean? You're my boss and we're both human. What do you mean you don't care? What if I say I don't care about this job? What if I say I don't care what you say, you made the mistake? What if I said that? We're all human. So if he reacted that way, I also could react and be like, what? I could have reacted. Yeah, I'll get fired. Yeah, whatever. But I really could have reacted the way he did. And regardless, whatever happened, he would have that experience. Because boy, I will go off and you will remember for a long time, regardless of what happens. But you know, I'm a professional. I don't do stuff like that. I just take a breather, 2 minutes. But you will know that I'm mad. But like, I don't like yelling at people. I don't yell at people. I just let them come to their own realization of what they've done, and to never do that again with me. Because the next time, there's not gonna be kind Yusra. There's not gonna be, I won't get out or whatever, but I'm gonna just walk out peacefully. Apparently this morning, like that happened yesterday, and this morning I was going to work, something happened in the train, I couldn't get to work early, and then I texted. But like before they all saw the text, they thought I was really mad about what happened yesterday, and I wasn't going to show up to them. Like, nah babies, I'm not that kind of person. If I want to leave, I'll do it the right way. I give my 2 weeks, I'll do all that stuff. If I need to burn bridges, I will burn bridges, but like it takes a lot to get to that point. So if I'm not gonna come to work, it won't be because somebody has done some immature stuff like getting mad for no reason, or getting mad at somebody else for your own incompetence or mistake. Yeah, but anyways, I didn't say anything. At first, I wanted to apologize for not looking at 2 different schedules, because, well, at the end of the day, I know it's 2 different schedules, and I know like this mistake has happened before. I could just cross check, but like I didn't do that. I was gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't check both schedules instead of one. But after he said that, I didn't even say sorry. I didn't say sorry. I didn't say I understood. I didn't say nothing. I just went downstairs. I took like 5 minutes, where usually as soon as service starts, they want you upstairs right away, even like 15 minutes before. Like they want everybody in. But even though service started, after that happened, I'm like, I didn't even ask for the 5 minutes. I just went downstairs. I don't care if the kitchen is burning. I need that 3 to 5 minutes. And then I went, I took it. Nobody came to look for me. Almost like they knew I needed that. And so nobody came, and I did my thing, and I came back upstairs, and I just got straight to work. I didn't even talk to him. I didn't feel like I needed to say sorry. The kind of person I am, I like for there to be no misunderstanding with me and the people that I work with me and the people that I interact with on a daily, the people that I respect, the people that I love, the people that I, you know, but just people generally. I like to be able to look at someone and just smile. I like to be able to make eye contact with someone and not have any bad emotion attached to that eye contact, you know. But in this case with him, I don't think I even made eye contact with him. He kept like coming around trying to, I wouldn't say he was trying to talk, because like if we brought him on here to be like, okay, how did you feel about this date, I wouldn't feel like he would be like, oh, I was trying to. No, I don't care if he was trying to. I don't know if he was trying to, but I know that he didn't prolong his anger with me unlike usual. I've seen him get mad at other people and they'll be like, oh, sorry chef, oh, we chef and stuff. I don't want to kiss anybody's ass. If I want to kiss your ass, I will, for whatever reason. It could be funny, it could be what. But in this case, I didn't want to. I don't. So I didn't. And, you know, I just did my job professionally. I didn't say nothing. I didn't talk to anybody. I mean, I did talk. I did smile. I did laugh. But everybody knew what happened. And everybody knew I was being professional about whatever. And then it was time for staff meal. And then he came downstairs like, oh, Yusra, staff meal is ready. I'm like, you chef, okay. Which I really appreciate that. He let it go pretty quick. And he tried to like remedy stuff. But for me, the damage was done. And I'm not holding on to that, but I know the kind of person he is, and I know that if I just like acted like nothing happened, that's gonna happen again. And if that happened again with me, that's a boundary for me. You don't get to just talk to me like that, like being like I don't give a fuck this. You're gonna like what? Like, you could use the same word. You can say the exact same thing, but be like, okay, I don't care what this is. We follow this schedule. And I'll be like, we chef. But, like, saying it that way and being like, no. And so, the way I handle that, because I didn't want to talk back to him or like yell at him or anything, because I usually am not that kind of person. But you know, me being quiet, intentionally not asking for anything with him, not having any conversation with him that day, and like not hiding the fact that I didn't like what happened, even though in a professional way, you know, I just strictly did my job, strictly wanted to go home and like just focus on work. I talked to everybody else, but in a professional way, it's whatever. He might have seen it as me being rude, but that's me letting you know that I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that. I get the fact that you're the boss around here and you need to let people know you're the boss and you need to feel good about being the boss. There's a lot there. I don't want to go deep into his personal life or whatever, which I don't know anything about anyways, but whatever control you're looking for here, there's ways to do it. Whatever you're trying to pass across to me in that moment, or like to anybody else who was around there, there's ways to do it. Maybe everybody's okay with you yelling at them and belittling them, but I'm not. I have no problem walking out of here, regardless if I have a solution somewhere else or not. And I think I made that point clear to everybody and to him yesterday. And I don't think that's gonna be happening again. But if it did happen again, after I've made my boundary clear, then I'm really gonna get rude. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just walk out. If I need to be rude to someone, I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm just gonna talk. Like, we're just gonna be, you know, we're gonna be civil, we're gonna be mature, and I'm gonna let you know you're full of cow poop. But anyways, that's what I'm trying to, you know, that's all I want to say in this video. Like, self-worth, self-love is not just about like skincare, going to bed early, eating good, letting people do their own things, and like being a doormat. No, self-love, self-care is understand yourself. What makes you tick and why? And how can you prevent the people you love, the people you respect, the people you care about from making you tick intentionally? Because if somebody triggers you for whatever reason, there's the part where like you can work towards your triggers, and like there are different kinds of triggers. There are triggers where like you get triggered and it's like something you need to work on, something you need to get rid of, because it's not like you don't like what that person has said, but like something's happened or like you've done something, whatever, that it makes you feel bad. That's the kind of trigger where like you actually need people to trigger you so you can get rid of that and you can move forward. But when it comes to like things you don't like, for example, like if you don't like the way people, I have this other coworker who doesn't like people using the bad word of stuff, and like around him I simply don't, and I don't even have to try hard. I just like understand like he really doesn't like that, and so I just don't use the word right around him. And literally I have no problem switching when I'm with someone else and I'm using all the bad words I know. But when I'm with him, it just happens naturally, almost like I don't know any bad words. It just doesn't come to my mind, to my vocabulary when I'm talking with him, when I'm with him. So there are different kinds of triggers. Some you need and some you don't need, just because it allows the relationship to be smooth. So with my other friend, I don't know why he doesn't want me to use bad words, but I really don't care. And to be honest, what good or bad does having or not having bad words in my vocabulary, what does it do? Nothing. It doesn't add, it doesn't take. So I have no problem just substituting that and having a great time with him every time. I also have, oh, remember when I talked about this other coworker that was like really gross and I couldn't work with him? After I communicated that with him and he had the weird reaction to me telling him like, oh, don't fart while we're working, or don't spit in the sink, don't do this, don't do, like so many bad things he did. But I was like, okay, don't do this when I'm here, otherwise we can't work together. And he got all sassy and whatever about that, but it's the truth. I didn't make this up. I'm not lying. It's things you did. So even if you want to get sour and sassy about this, it's true, and I don't like it. So we're gonna work differently. And we did for like 2 months. We didn't work together, even though we were in the same building in the same day, but we didn't work together. But for some reason, like 2 days ago, I had to work with him. It was like last minute. There was nobody that could take it, but I was free. And the chefs knew I couldn't work with him, but like they needed that. And so I came in. I didn't even know I was working with him. I just came in. I'm like, you're kidding right now. This is who I'm working with? I didn't say that. I said all of that in my head, but like my face didn't hide it. At first, for like the first 30 minutes, I kept like a distance from him. Not in a rude way, because he knows what's up. Here's the thing again. When you've communicated what's wrong with you or like with the situation, then there's nothing to be scared of. You can be yourself. You can keep that distance, because also in a nice way. I'm keeping that distance because I'm like, I know we're stuck here together, we need to work together, but I'm not going to tolerate whatever you're going to do just because I have to be here. Just because I want to be here, I'm not going to tolerate what you're doing. So I've come in and I didn't know I was going to be working with you. Now I'm here. I see you're here. I need 10 minutes to like mentally prepare myself. And I was giving that time. I was doing everything else instead of like doing my actual job, just because I couldn't believe I was going to be working with him. And then after, you know, eventually I had to do my job, because like that's the reason why I'm there. I got there. He was really nice. He started the conversation, because to me, I knew he had to do what he had to do, but I was just going to cut myself out from that as much as possible, which was create that boundary, create that bridge between both of us. But he was like crossing and was coming over, and I finally opened up. I'm like, okay, you know, but just casual talk, nothing serious, unlike before where we would be like talking about everything, you know, just casually, slowly. And I was just like giving him one word answers and stuff. But like by the end of the shift, he didn't even do any of his bad habits, not even once. I was so proud of him. And at the end of the shift, it was like, oh, it was actually really nice working with you. And I was like, sincerely, same. And you know, it's that kind of conversation where like there was more to whatever we said, but that was all we said. Because he put in the work to be able to let me work with him. And I noticed that, and I really appreciate that. And I said thank you to him. And he was like, thank you to me. And I really appreciate that. I really enjoyed working with him. We were listening to music. He was playing all kinds of new songs for me to listen to. He's from, I think, like Brazil. And I'm Nigerian, and he started listening to Ashake. So he's been playing Ashake's song for me, and I'm like, oh my god, how did you get into this? Anyways, we had such a good time working together. And I'm like, even though whatever happened the last time we worked together, it might have sounded rude or whatever, even though I'm just communicating with him like, I don't like this. I tried to work with you and be okay, but I can't. And we went separate ways. But then we came back together thanks to that conversation that pulled us apart. And we came together. He became better. But before I noticed that he became better, I was able to bring myself to a space of being able to work with him, being able to mentally be okay. Like if he still did whatever he was doing, just for that day, I was okay with it. So even I feel like I grew, like my limit for stuff expanded. So I grew a little bit. I became a big girl a little bit. You know, I'm a little bit more mature. So it did help both of us at the end of the day. And this problem that he got better from with, it's not something that just affected me. It affected everybody. But I guess everybody was okay with just bearing with it and being disgusted, but still bearing with it. Me, I was like, boy, this is my limit. Like, I get it, but like, damn. And you know, he's a good man now. He's a better person now. I'm not saying I did anything. I'm just saying I brought it up. And it has helped him. And he's actually very grateful for that. Y'all, I never know how dehydrated I'm feeling when I'm doing these videos. I don't know how people do podcasts that are like 1 hour, 2 hours long. Well, usually they have water or tea, you know, stuff like that. But anyways. Anyways, that's the end of today's video on self-love and self-worth. It's a lot of things, but it's also standing up for yourself and being honest with how you feel about things and people and stuff. You might get judged, yeah, but another definition of self-worth is just being okay with things. Like, nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. So it's okay if you're wrong too, because like sometimes people might tell you stuff and you feel like, okay, how do I feel about this? As I was saying before the cockroach interrupted, at the end of the day, it's your decision. You get to choose however you want to feel about whatever's going on. But the most important part about this is you have to be honest with yourself. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes people don't like it. And sometimes you're wrong. Because like today, you could be like, oh, I don't like this. I don't ever want this to happen again, because you feel like maybe that's how you feel. And then tomorrow, somebody else does the same thing. And you're like, how come I have no problem with this? How come? And then it turns out you were honest about not liking it yesterday with that person, but the problem wasn't that. The problem wasn't what was happening. The problem was that person. And perhaps you weren't honest enough with yourself to be like, I don't mind the situation, but not with you. Not with your ass. But anyways, that's it. That is it. Period. That's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. This was way harder than I thought. You know, just talking and yelling and ranting for like such a long time. My head feels tight. But it was so nice to come here and rant to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to reach out to me on my socials. Let's be friends. Talk to me. What do you want to see? If you ever want to come on here and talk together, you know, and rant together. Hopefully, I can get back to going live again as soon as possible. But I still didn't set up the internet in this place. It's taking way longer than I thought. Oh my god, only if I knew better. I should have known better. Oh, I should have known better. I should have figured this out before moving. So by the time I move, I just set up my internet. But I didn't do it before moving. And so now I have to figure out like... anyways, there's a lot of work to do. About like... That's another video for another day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. And please, 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 please reach out to me in the comment section, my socials. I like to stay in touch. I like to know what you like what you're seeing. And I like to know what you would... And I like to know what you would like to see next. Bye, babies. Bye, lovies.